Have you heard of conspiracy theories that elite groups control the world? Have you heard of conspiracy theories that elite groups control governments and politics? Have you heard of conspiracy theories that these elite groups control the money and the money flow throughout the world? These are the stories of the Rockefeller and Rothschild groups, two of the most powerful and wealthiest groups ever known to man in history. In medieval Europe in the 16 and 1700s, the government and religion was not separated, and Christians were in control of the government. Therefore, Jews were subject to harsh conditions and harsh stipulations. Jews were forced to live in ghettos and lived in tightly compacted homes. Frankfurt, Germany was no exception to this way of living. Mayer Amschel Rothschild was born in Frankfurt, Germany. His parents died when he was 12 years old due to smallpox. He later learned the ins and outs of the trade business from his father, Mayer Moses Rothschild. He became a specialist in currency, and he became a specialist in trade of collectible coins. Due to his collection of collectible coins, he later met Wilhelm Knight of Hesse. Hesse hired Mayer to be responsible for his finances and to protect him. His fortunes would soon be at risk when Napoleon of Britain invaded his land and forced him to exile from his land. But prior to the invasion, Mayer sent his son to London to start a currency business. Years later, 3 of Mayer's sons would establish businesses all over Europe. They acquired their wealth by giving loans to local governments and aristocracy. Whenever a European government collapsed or went through depressions, they were quick to give loans to whomever needed it. Now, John Rockefeller was born in New York in 1839, and he moved to Ohio in 1854. He dropped out of school years later after he started school in Ohio. He became a bookseller. 2 years after being a bookseller, he quit his job and started his own after his old job declined him of a raise. Years of starting his business became very successful even though he was not 18 yet. Years later, he dominated the oil industry. In 1860s, he made a wonderful discovery. He got into the oil business. Years after being in the oil business, he dominated, and he owned 26 refineries. He owned all but 4. And he was refining 90% of U.S.'s oil production. After years and years of being in the oil business, he sold his business for half $500 billion. And after his death, his net worth was of $482 billion. And to this day, he continues to profit from his businesses.